Okay, we are back for the second half of the Lost Turnabout. So, in the last part, Phoenix was trying to solve the case of a guy called Dustin Prince who was pushed off a ledge on a date with his girlfriend, and the prosecution believes it was the girlfriend, and we just seem to have proved that it wasn't her, and then the prosecution decided to claim that they've got some kind of like secret witness that they didn't tell us about. So we've went to a recess, and now we need to try and figure out our strategy for the next part of this case. So September 8th, 11:43 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1. Amnesia? I can't believe my lawyer's trying to defend me in such a state. Why didn't you tell me, sir? I'm sorry, I didn't mention it to you. Oh, I know what to do. I heard you can fix something like this with a really strong shock to your system. Come on, lower your head a little. A Maggey tech should be all you need. No. I think I'll pass on this one. She probably shouldn't be kicking folk in the defendant lobby when she's on trial for murder. I don't think that would help the case. It's like, girl, you clearly have anger issues and violence issues. Have you ever kicked your boyfriend off a ledge? Come on. I'm sorry. Whenever I see someone in trouble, I have a hard time leaving them alone. I tend to stick my nose in where it doesn't belong and try to tackle everyone's problems. Well, my head's one problem you won't be tackling today. Well, we're here to solve your problem first. We can deal with mine later. For now, Jen, you can fill me in a few things? Of course, I'd be honored to. Well, I guess we'll start with my name and then I can tell you about me. No, that's okay, really. I think I know you and your name pretty well by now. I was wondering if you could help me figure out a few things about myself. So my name is Phoenix Wright. What a weird name. This is serious. You really don't remember. I'll tell you what, sir. You can have this back, and maybe it'll help. This is a business card? I got it from you. It's my most prized possession. You can borrow it for now, but please give it back, okay? Okay. There are some numbers written on the back. Oh, that's your cell phone number. Phoenix business card added to the court record. I guess for now we should stop talking about me and start talking about this case. This case? Yep. Can you think of anything that would be helpful for me to know? What can I tell you? I can't think of anything other than the incident with that cell phone, but... Cell phone? Yeah, your eyes lit up when we talked about it at the detention center, sir. Hurry up and tell me. This might be very important. Okay, Roger. It was on the day of the crime, just before 6 p.m. I picked up a lost cell phone while on a walk with Dustin. This fucking tune. I don't even know what that piece of music is actually called. I'm going to need to look it up. It's just that... It's the vampire music, isn't it? All of a sudden, the phone began to ring. Hello? Oh, thank you. I've been searching for my phone. Is this yours? Oh, I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I can get this back. I'll be right there. I'm sorry I didn't catch your name. You can call me Maggey. That is a surefire way to get murdered. Just to say. Like, I mean, I see a lot of people in, like, the neighborhood Facebook groups like, I found this phone, you know, here's a picture of the lock screen, tell me if it's yours. But if you're in a park and then a phone randomly rings and you're standing next to it and you pick it up, and then you're like, oh, like, I'll meet you somewhere and give you your phone back. That sounds so much like a, like, start of a murder, like an episode of CSI or something. You know, like someone leaves a phone in the park, you pick it up, and then they're like, oh, I'm behind all the trees in the dark corner, come and meet me, and then they kill you. But maybe I watched too many true crime documentaries. We agreed to meet up at 6 p.m. Dustin and I waited for the person to show up, but they never did. That's because they were a murderer. So where is the phone you found now? I gave it to you yesterday. Huh? To me? Isn't that phone in my pocket? You mean this? Do you think it has anything to do with the murder? I don't really know, but if my eyes lit up... Ah, you were here all along. Oh, it's Maya! You're so mean! I called you a million times, but you wouldn't pick up. And when I went to check in the courtroom, everyone had already left. Ah, now who the heck is this? Let me guess, I'm supposed to know this girl too. Hey, good morning, Maggey. And good morning to you too, Maya. So, how's it going? Is there a word for worse than abysmal? Oh, and what if I said that everything will be fine? That's right, it's Maya to the rescue with the ultra-decisive, super-important evidence. Here you are, Nick. The thing you wanted me to bring. Huh? Oh, thanks. What the heck is this, a list? It has about 20 people's names and phone numbers written on it. It was kinda tough, but I managed to find out some dirt. It looks like these guys are up to no good. No good? As in... There's a group of con artists the police are currently investigating. I think these guys are members of that group. Names last added to the court record. Why would a group of con artists pop up in a case like this? Don't look at me. And where did you get this list from in the first place? What? Why are you asking that? You're the one who asked me to look this up yesterday. Oh, is that right? These numbers were in the memory of that phone Maggey found. So that's where they're from. You're awfully forgetful these days, Nick. I hope I never get to be a forgetful old prune like you. Maya, actually, Mr. Wright, recess is now over. Please bring the defendant and return to the courtroom immediately. Oh, oops. Guess you have to get going. We can talk about you being old later, Nick. Wish us luck. I guess I have all the pieces now, more or less. All that's left is to put it together. I'm not gonna lose this. I can't. Come on, Nick. Better get a move on. Yeah. September 8th, 11:54 AM. District Court, Courtroom number 2. The court will now reconvene. Please call your next witness to the stand, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honour. But before I do, if I may say a few words. What is it, Mr. Payne? It's about the next witness. He has a tendency to say things that rub people the wrong way, you see. So I ask that the court might be a little lenient on... There's no need to give a preface. Just hurry up and call your witness, please. Yes, Your Honour. The prosecution calls its next witness. A drifter who was taking a walk in the park on the day of the murder. Who the fuck is this guy? He doesn't look like a drifter at all. He looks like a fucking crown prince. Before I do, I'd like to clarify a little something. Huh? Oh, alright, go ahead. Just now, you introduced my wonderful self to the court, correct? Perhaps as a drifter who was taking a walk? Did I? But I will not stand for that. Now you've tinted the court's eyes and coloured me wrongly. Sure, I suppose calling me a university student... It's going too fast. Oh my god, it's going too fast! Yes, I understand. I'm very sorry. I will be more careful from now on. What is he? A human chatterbox? Ugh, I have to question him? Fashion, cars, women, classes, and of course university. First rates only need apply. Glasses? But you aren't wearing glasses. That's because they got smashed in the murder. That's enough. Your name, witness. Oh, is that how you want to play this? Using your power and influence to keep the young people down. I see how you work now. You old people and your dirty tricks. You thought you had me, but you thought wrong. I'm sorry, it won't happen again. Oh man. I forgive you. Alright. In my head, right, like, it's not coming out, but in my head, I'm hearing James from Pokemon be like, alright, I suppose I can give you my name. I am Richard Wellington, the drifting virtuoso, with a PhD in drifting, as it were. If you you wanted to. You could call me a university student in transit. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm going with it. Mr. Wellington, on the day of the murder, you were taking a strolling through the park, correct? It would appear that you were attached to that word. If you must, then by all means. But I remind you that I am in no way a prepubescent boy out on a walk with mommy. If you must know, I am. Anyway, please testify to the court what you saw during your walk through the park. See, you said it again. Taking a walk. You know, you... What you witnessed will do, Mr. Wellington. What I saw that day. Richard Wellington and the flower he saw that day. I was at the park all afternoon, deep in thought about my life situation. I don't remember the time all that well, but I do believe it was past 6 p.m. All of a sudden, a police officer falls from above right in front of my eyes. Without a thought, I looked up and there I met the eyes of a charming young lady. Of course, I remember her sweet face. It was that of the pretty defendant there. The only other thing I saw was the banana that fell with the police officer. That was certainly a decisive testimony. Decisive? Nick, did you hear what he just said? Yeah. That's all you have to say? How can you be so calm? It's strange. My mind is very calm and clear. Maybe it's because I believe in my client. You mean Maggey? Yes. And if she really is innocent, then that can only mean one thing. That guy is lying. You may now question the witness, Mr. Wright. I'll find out the truth, no matter how well you craft your lies. I was at the park all afternoon, deep in thought about my life situation. So you were at the park all afternoon. You seem to have a lot of free time. That was very rude of you. But then again, what can I expect? That's what you get from a man who graduated from a no-name trashy university. No name? Trashy? Now, this might be hard for a mush-headed, feeble-minded baboon like you, but I have to think very carefully about the future of our great country. I thought you said you were thinking about which college to go to just now. Oh, please! Which university I go to will directly affect the very future of this country. That arrogant little snot. I don't remember the time all that well, but I do believe it was past 6 p.m. How did you know what time it was? I see you're not wearing a watch, so... Is that the best you can do? Do you think you can discredit me like that? You're just a third-rate, biased fool. I guess I can't expect real smarts from you. Grr, his arrogance is really intolerable. So what should I do now? Press harder. Answer the question. How did you know what time it was? I can't believe I have to deal with a worm like you. You're just a shallow man who can only slam on desks and point at people for fun. I guess I don't have a choice. I'll try to explain it so that even a third-rate simpleton like you can understand. There was this little thing they call a clock at the park. Did you get that? Do you know what a clock is? It's the thing that tells you the time. As you can see, Mr. Wright, it's even in this picture of the crime scene. Oh, so it is. Ugh. I looked at that clock and that's how I knew the time. But if you ask me, this whole utter nonsense, a real first-class person doesn't live by, nor is he chained by time, and to wear a watch, what a ridiculous notion, people should live leisurely without constraints, that's how life should be. And yet again, another flood of meaningless words. Talk about a first-class waste of time. If he looked at the clock, how does he not know what time it is? Like, he's like, oh, I don't know what time it was after 6, but he looked at a clock, so surely he would know what time it was. In any case, all of a sudden, the police officer falls from above right in front of my eyes. When I read that, they were all in my head. So and something changes my world. The most beautiful girl right in front of my eyes. From High School Musical 3. And how did you know he was a police officer? You obviously have no idea how powerful my deductive reasoning skills are. With one glance, I could tell just what kind of occupation he held. That shoddy do-it-yourself hairstyle, blah 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 blah, cheap low-quality shoes. You're wearing an officer's uniform. Shouldn't that statement have come first? Wow, that's pretty impressive. Hey Nick, do you think he's figured out what I do? Even I haven't figured that out yet. Without a thought, I looked up and there I met the eyes of a charming young lady. Are you sure you got a good look at her face? I hate this guy so much. Animals have this thing called an eye, Mr. Wright. They use this eye to see things. In the case of humans, we have 2 of them. Yes, even you. I don't care if I had them or not. Did you or did you not get a clear look at her face? That's what the witness was just about to get to. I would like to request that Mr. Wright not use such a loud voice during questioning. Sustained, Mr. Wright. Please refrain from raising your voice in this court. Then please don't make me have to raise my voice. Are you finished? I'd like to continue if that's alright with you. Of course, I remember her sweet face. It was that of the pretty defendant there. So you're sure you're not mistaken? Please, don't confuse your pitiful train wreck of a life with mine. I'm what you would call a famous brand name product, while you are only a cheap imitation. There's no way someone as magnificent as myself could have made a mistake. Of course, of course. Oh, of course. Did you notice anything else of interest, witness? The only other thing I saw was the banana that fell with the police officer. He means the glove. The banana? Well, it was actually more than just one. More like a bunch of bananas. Now, what would a bunch of bananas be doing there? And why would I know such a thing? I'm only telling you what I saw. That's really strange. Maggey never mentioned anything about a bunch of bananas. That's it, Nick. He's got to be lying about the bananas. He could be, but there's no reason for him to lie about there being bananas at the crime scene. Oh, I love that. I'm gonna take a photo of that. That's hysterical. There's no reason for him to lie about there being bananas at the crime scene. For some reason, that line just tickles me. Okay. And what if it's not a lie? Well, maybe he thought he was seeing one thing and it was actually something else. Like a big yellow baseball glove. If he mistook something else for a bunch of bananas, then that would be an inaccuracy. Think, Phoenix, think. If my client is innocent, there's no way he could have seen what he says he did. Which means if we can somehow show he's lying, yeah, that's exactly what we need to do. She's right. She's got a sharp mind. I just wish I could remember who she is. Is everything okay, Nick? Okay, right. So la 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 blah da 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 bananas. Mr. Wellington, I believe I have the bananas you saw right here. Ah, so you knew about the bananas too. Why didn't you say so earlier? But don't think you can use this as a way to pull more information out of me. And that's where you'd be wrong. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? Isn't that the baseball glove? Huh? What? A baseball glove? Doesn't it look delicious? Care for a bite? That's not. It's, no. Your Honor, I think this proves one very important fact. This witness loves bananas. Has bad- knows nothing about baseball. I really want to say loves bananas. Has bad icing. By the way, just how bad are your eyes? Huh? How? Well, why are you asking me about this all of a sudden? Your Honor, it's very simple to mistake a glove for a bunch of bananas. I mean, they do look like a bunch of bananas. No, I don't think so. Objection overruled. You're one of those people. Yes, you know what I mean. You're like those people who refuse to accept Galileo. Blah, 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 da, 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 da. Oh my god, he sounds like the vulva guy. The guy from YouTube that was like, the correct word is vagina, and everyone's like, the correct word is vulva, and he's like, no, because I'm talking about normal terms, and I'm talking about everyday terms, and sure, in an expert term it would be called a vulva, but in everyday terms it's called a vagina, and actually, if you look back at the history of words, people have actually used words differently to like what the dictionary says for like hundreds of years, and if you read this essay, I've also done an abstract, and it tells you all about how like the evolution of the English language, and everyone's like, sir, you're just using the wrong word, there's no need, you don't need to write a PhD thesis on this, you used the wrong word, accept it. That's this guy right now being like, sure, like up close that's a baseball glove, if you look at it from afar it's actually bananas. And that's why I asked how bad your eyesight is. They're both 20/25, I suppose you're gonna tell me that's terrible, right? I forgot to do the voice. Why are you not wearing your glasses today then? That's because I lost them recently, you see. Of course, I was planning on getting a new pair made right away. But you know, my glasses are no ordinary glasses, so to replace them. How about when you witnessed the crime? Were you wearing your glasses then? How about it, witness? You are unrelenting, evil man. You're like those people who rejected Joan of Arc. Which boils down to you were not wearing your glasses at that time. Therefore, the identity of the woman at the scene of the crime and that of the defendant cannot be proven to be the same by this witness. But the height difference was only 9 feet. It was very possible for him to see the face of the culprit standing on the upper path. Witness, please be more accurate in your testimony. Remember, a person's life is at stake. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. Now then, please continue with your testimony. Please tell the court what happened next, and the moments after you witnessed the crime. What happened next? The girl on the upper path ran away as soon as she realised I was there. After that, I immediately called the police station to report the crime. It must have been 6:45 PM when I made the call. They must have a lot of free time on their hands since they showed up within 10 minutes. Or they're just doing their job, you know? So the person who was in the upper path saw you and then ran away. Yes, that is correct. Which is why even someone without a superior brain like mine can understand that that girl is the murderer. You may question the witness now, Mr. Wright. Right. The girl on the upper path ran away as soon as she realised I was there. She ran away just like that? Yes, she did. She saw me and flew the nest like the guilty bird she is. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that pun too hard for someone who's only got a third-rate education? Actually, that did take me a few seconds to get. Anyway, she ran away the instant she saw you. How could you tell it was my client? The witness has already answered that question. He has stated that the defendant is the culprit. This is true, Mr. Wright. I'm striking your question from the record. How can I get more information out of him? After that, I immediately called the police station to report the crime. Immediately? As in immediately? I mean, sure, a minute might have elapsed before I did, but that's the duty of every good citizen. Or did they not teach you that at your pitiful school? You think people learn about how to call the police in college? Hey Nick, I think you should take a look at the court record for a sec. It must have been 6:45 when I made the call. Right, not that. So he died at 6:28, so that would make sense. You can't really see the time in that. Get out the way! Bloody settings. I don't remember who she is, but I get the feeling I know her. Self-proclaimed drifting virtuoso still looking for the right college. Right, I don't really know how I can present anything to this. How did you know what time it was? Oh, we've been through this, man. The detective told me. You know which one I mean. The one with the jacket that makes him look like a dropout from a no-name high school. Hey pal, I graduated from a pretty good, top ranked college. I don't believe this. It doesn't matter. I don't believe I was mistaken on what time I called. And if I am wrong, then that detective obviously doesn't know how to tell time. What? What are you? You're just some lousy kid who... I think the court can see your point. Anyway, how did the police respond? They must have a lot of free time in their hands since they showed up within 10 minutes. So you're saying that there were police on the scene by 7 PM? They got there before that, I think. There usually aren't many people in that area at that time of day. But suddenly, before I knew it, there were people crawling all over Gawking. It certainly says something about the morals of the people in this country. I can't find anything out of the ordinary in his testimony. Why don't you take one more look at the court records? Yeah, I guess I should. Right, I don't honestly know what to do here. Right, the girl on the upper path ran away as soon as she realised I was there. Can I present this? Oh, the sound stopped. I was thinking because it's the only thing with a time on it. Mr. Wilson, will you please take a look at this? You mean the victim's autopsy report? According to this, the murder occurred at 6:28 PM. So what of it? You said that you called the police immediately after the murder took place. However, by the time you called the police, it was already 6:45 PM. There's clearly a 15-minute gap here. Do you deny it? I think this court would like to hear what you were doing during this 15-minute gap. Grrr. The witness was in shock at the time after witnessing a terrible murder. It's only to be expected that he would be a little dazed. Oh, sorry. Oh. Sorry. 15 minutes is hardly what I would call a little dazed. Mr. Wellington. Yes? Explain yourself. What were you doing during those 15 minutes? Answer the question. Telephone, spit it out. I was searching for a phone booth. A phone booth? You mean you don't have a cell phone? You and your questions. As if you're trying to open all the layers of a I can never pronounce this word. Matryoshka doll. You must think you're something really special. You're really something special even. Witness. I lost my cell phone. There, you happy? You lost it? Unbelievable. You lose your glasses and your cell phone? You must be very scatterbrained when it comes to your belongings. What, are you saying that first-rate people are never allowed to lose things? Haven't you ever heard that all geniuses have... So, he lost his cell phone. Sorry. And they found his cell phone in the park. He lost his glasses, and there was a pair of glasses found smashed with the dead body. Oh man, oh man. Wait, hold on a second. He lost his cell phone? Nick, the cell phone. Could it be... You mean this phone Maggey found? There's no way. Boy, I didn't see this coming. What should I do now? Question further. Mr. Wellington, where is your cell phone right now? Huh, what are you getting all excited about? You seem to be a little confused. I found my cell phone, I'll have you know. See? Here it is. Oh, I see. Looks like he's got his phone. And I thought that just maybe was... I thought that just maybe this was his. Well then, I think we've cleared this issue up. At the time of the murder, the witness did not have his cell phone because he had lost it. Therefore, the delay in his call was caused by a search for a phone booth. Sorry. Well, that's the gist of it. I guess you could put it that way and leave it at that. Do you have any further questions, Mr. Wright? There is something. Well, there's got to be, isn't there? Your Honour, the witness testimony does not make sense. I don't believe that there was ever a need for the witness to search for a phone. Just going to check my recording. Yeah, we're good. How dare you? You can't just make outrageous claims like that. You do have some sort of proof, don't you? Well, yeah, of course. This evidence should be good enough, I think. Alright, let's have this proof then. Please present proof that the witness had no need to search for a public phone booth. Can I just use the phone? Wait. There's a phone booth in the picture, yeah! I just remembered that. I was like, wait a minute. It's quite simple, actually. Please take a look at this. At the crime scene photo. Is there a problem with it? Oh, there's nothing wrong with the picture. But if you don't understand my logic after looking at it, something is wrong with you. No! It's a phone booth. That is correct. All the defendant had to do was walk 3 steps. Mr. Wellington, why did you not use the phone that was right in front of you? Order! Order! What's with the jingly bells in the background? It's making me feel Christmassy. What does reporting the crime a little late prove for you? Have you ever been at any crime ever? Like, have you never looked at any criminal investigation? When there's a big gap between them, that's usually an issue. The witness can't explain what he was doing for those 15 minutes. That is reason enough to throw suspicion on his testimony. Yes, this is very true. What do you have to say for yourself, witness? Then I bet this phone really is his, Nick. He must have killed Dustin to get his phone back. But Maggey said that she was going to return it to him. So there was no reason for him to kill for it. Oh right, that's him. And on top of that, we still have the phone she found anyway. But if he wasn't looking for his cell phone, was he looking for something else? Was he... Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honour. Do you have any thoughts you would like to share with the court? Can you offer an explanation as to what the witness was doing during those 15 minutes? I mean... He's a con artist, so probably doing something with these con artist pals, but I don't know for sure. There's only one possible explanation. Alright, let's hear your explanation. However, be forewarned, if your explanation is not persuasive, you will be penalised. Think carefully before you present, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honour. Ugh, I probably shouldn't have said there was only one possibility. Please present to the court the one piece of evidence that will answer the following. Why didn't the witness call the police right away? Is it because his glasses were smashed at the scene? Is it because of the list of names? I'm gonna say the glasses. It's wrong, isn't it? Oh wait, music stopped. Mr. Wellington. What? Don't do that. You almost made me have a heart attack. These are your glasses, aren't they? Ah, where did you find... Galina. I believe the court all heard what you just confessed to. That these glasses are in fact yours. I'll tell you where they were found, Mr. Wellington. These glasses were found under the victim's body. Under the victim's body? Order. Now wait a second, hold on. I didn't confess or confirm anything. Your Honour, I think the answer is quite clear here. As he fell, Dustin Prince grabbed the culprit's glasses. The culprit knew that he had to find the glasses and search frantically for them. What he didn't realise was that they were under the victim's body. And that is why it took him 15 minutes to make that call. I thought it was because he couldn't see without his glasses, so he couldn't call the number. Mr. Wright, are you indicting the witness as the real murderer? Oh, what a shock, because that's never happened before. Of course, that is precisely what I'm doing. Oh, ah! This game is insane. I know I'm right. He is the real murderer. Did you figure it out, Nick? More or less. Turns out this cell phone was the key to the case after all. Anyway, now is our chance to deep six this guy. I'll sink him in one shot. Yeah! This is so exciting, watching you work again. Somehow, my old self is coming back to me. It's time to sink or swim. Everything rests on the edge of a knife. This is the moment I've been waiting for. And it's the moment I've got something in my eye. Order! Your Honour, the defence! The defence is making a mockery of this court. Ah, he's making a mockery out of you, boy! Did he get the bat? Mom, the dog is pissing! Marion, you're no help behind the door! I'll stop. I love that video. Without any solid ground to stand on, he accuses the witness of being the murderer. Yeah, that's right. I'm no criminal. This third-rate fraud of a lawyer. In that case, why don't we look at it from a different perspective? Let's hear your explanation as to why you are not the murderer. But why? That's easy. For example, there's the name the victim wrote. What about that? Oh, you mean the name Maggey? Yeah, even an idiot like you can read that, right? But we already know this was not written by the victim himself. After all, the defendant's name is Maggey, and the victim was left-handed. So basically, you're saying that in order to make the defendant look guilty, the real criminal used the victim's right hand to write their name on the ground? But, wouldn't that name mean that the real criminal was someone the defendant knew? Otherwise, how else would the person know that her name was Maggey or Maggey? That's a good point. The witness didn't even know of Miss Bird before the trial. Oh, I forgot. Is there any way this creep could have known about Maggie's name beforehand? Is it on the list? It would be best if I could prove that the witness had a chance to learn. That the defendant's name was Maggey. Now, will the defense please present its case? How could the witness have known the defendant's name? I don't know if it's right, I'm going to say the name list. But... well, actually, hold on. Does she have a name badge? Oh shit. Oh, it was right. That wasn't even what I meant. I was trying to go back and look at the evidence. This is how. Am I supposed to take this as evidence that the defense doesn't know what's going on? Huh? Oh, ha ha ha. Aren't you a little old to be laughing like a 5-year-old? Take some responsibility. Oh, it was wrong, okay. As if I need a lecture about responsibility from you, of all people. The defense will receive a penalty. It was an accident, I was trying to go back. Please think carefully before you're presenting your case again. Yes, Your Honour. Now, will the defense please present its case? How could the witness have known the defendant's name? This is how. Oh god! Oh help! I don't know what it is! I genuinely don't know. So sorry about the yawning. Oh wait. Oh wait. Mr. Wellington, you didn't have your cell phone with you on the day of the murder, correct? So what if I didn't? When you realised you had lost it, what did you do? What did I do? Didn't you try and find it by calling it? Why, you... how did you... Yeah, because she picked up the phone and she said my name's Maggey. Your Honour, these questions have nothing to do with... Overruled. Mr. Wright, where are you going with this line of questioning? I'm so sleepy. Do you think there's some relation between this witness's cell phone and the murder? I do, Your Honour. On the day of the murder, Maggey Bird picked up a lost phone in the park. And she also received a phone call from the owner of the phone. Hello? Oh, thank you. I've been searching for my phone. Is this yours? Oh, I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I can give this back. I'll be right there. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. You can call me Maggey. So maybe he did it intentionally to find out her name because he asked her what her name was. But he didn't see it spelled out, he only heard it. That was when you learned that her name was Maggey. Yeah. But you made one fatal mistake. Fatal mistake? My client's name is Maggey, but the name that was written on the ground was Maggey. This is a mistake that could only occur if all you knew was how her name sounded. Yeek! Order! Order! Stop yawning. But Your Honour, the witness has no motive. And your point is? It's very simple, Your Honour. A person usually would not kill someone without a reason. Mr. Wellington had no reason to kill anyone. That's absolutely correct. I don't have a motive. Mr. Wright? Your Honour? Can you explain what motive this witness could have had? It's very simple, Your Honour. He wanted the banana baseball bat. Baseball glove. Are you sure, Nick? If I said I can't offer an explanation, then the trial's over. What is that? Alright. If I said I can't offer an explanation, then the trial's over, right? Yeah, but... Now then, please present to the court proof that the witness had a motive. Is this the name list? Aha! Mr. Wellington's motive is right here. What is this? A list? These phone numbers were pulled from the memory of the phone the defendant found. And we have determined that the people in this list are members of a certain group. You looked up all those numbers? Of course. This list of phone numbers was stored in the cell phone's memory. The names and numbers belong to people who are members of a certain con artist group. What? Con artists? Can you explain why these numbers were on your phone, Mr. Wellington? This is an outrage, an invasion of privacy. Looking up the phone numbers on a person's phone is worse crime than murder. You're one of those people. You're just like the cops that raided that brilliant artist Maurice Utello's house. La 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 la. I don't care, Mr. Wellington. All I want is for you to tell us what this list is about. Do you think any of you can know what it's like to be a refined man like me? Your Honor, this is unjust badgering of the witness. Objection overruled. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? Why would the witness have the numbers of a group of con artists on his phone? Isn't that obvious? The witness is looking into the group, a victim of the group, or a member of that group. Mr. Wellington is a member of this group. No! All of your friends' phone numbers are stored right here on this phone. If anyone were to look into these phone numbers, it would be all over for you. That is why you had to kill. No! This is too much! That does make quite a bit of sense. Well, Mr. Wellington, would you care to explain? I got you now. That police officer. Your Honor. What is it, Mr. Payne? Your Honor, this is unjust badgering of the witness. You said the exact same thing only a few seconds ago. But please, let's think about the content of that phone call. Hello? Oh, thank you. I've been searching for my phone. Is this yours? Oh, I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I can give this back. The defendant has already promised that she would return the phone. After that, all Mr. Wellington had to do was meet Miss Bird to get his phone back. Why then would he need to kill anyone? That is a valid point. What does the defense think about this point? If you think about it logically, then it makes sense. Then maybe we should be thinking outside the box. Yeah, if we think like that, let's see. Maybe that slime boss saw something at the crime scene that made him commit murder. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? Well, I don't think Mr. Wellington went to pick up his phone in a very friendly manner. But he was promised his phone, so why would he have been unfriendly to the defendant? I think he must have seen something that didn't agree with him when he got there. Well then, Mr. Wright? Did he see the gaze? Is that what didn't agree with him? What was this something that didn't agree with the witness? I feel like it's the fact that he's police. So I'm gonna try submitting this. The witness saw this. Mr. Wellington, is he correct? By the expression on his face, I would say that wasn't it. Ugh. Looks like I was wrong. Okay. I wanted to say that he saw the guy was in a police uniform. Try thinking before you present again. So he went to get his cell phone back, but when he got there, he lost control of himself. It's probably because he saw something that was really bad for him there. And that really bad thing was... Oh, I don't have much space left. I don't want to get this wrong. I've got a walkthrough loaded just in case, but I don't want to get it wrong and then lose the case. Where am I? Oh, right, yeah. Okay. So I was saying I wanted to say he saw the police uniform, but it means I can use this, a policeman. I can use the profile. I'm an idiot. What Mr. Wellington saw was the victim. The victim? You mean Dustin Prince? Dustin Prince had gone on his date right after his shift was over. With no time to change, he went to the park still wearing his police uniform. To be fair, you should have let me submit the picture for that because his police cap is like right there in the front. It's just what I thought it would let me do. Oh. The girl that picked up my phone is with a policeman. He couldn't have known they were going out, so he began to worry. He was afraid that the policeman would ask a few questions before returning the phone. If I do anything suspicious, he might run a check on my phone. In his mind, it was possible they'd already run a check on his phone. And he went into a panic, is what you're saying. I'm trying to get comfy. Hold on. Officer Prince was murdered simply because he was in uniform. That is what I've been trying to say, and you gave me a bloody penalty. Mr. Payne, do you have any comments? I'm thinking. It seems the truth has come out at last. The witness, Mr. Wellington, you are... oh my god. Not bad for a person with a third-rate education. What's that supposed to mean? The evidence! The evidence! Ugh, that guy is really creeping me out. All you've been waving around and talking about is that suspicious cell phone. Suspicious phone number this, suspicious con group that, they're all on that phone. But who's to say that phone is really mine? Where's your proof, your evidence? You want proof that this phone is yours? Ah, I already told you earlier. Two seconds, just replying to a text. That phone I lost, I've already found it. You don't even have the slightest idea who the phone in your hand belongs to. You can't be sure. You can be sure it isn't mine, you simpleton. Yeah, I'm sure that's why he's getting so upset and going with his face. What? It feels good to see you squirm. Ugh. We do seem to have a problem on our hands with this phone. Whose phone is it? Without knowing that, it's meaningless as evidence. Your Honor, This is bad. I can't let him turn the tables on me like this. This cell phone. There has to be something I've overlooked. There's got to be. Maybe. Fingerprints, I suppose? I got it! We should check for fingerprints! Fingerprints? Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Wellington must have left some prints on his phone. Nick, don't you remember? When you got that from Maggey, you wiped it off. I what? You said there was sand all over it, so... wiped it. I wiped it? Pretty thoroughly, too. Wow! It's oh so much fun watching a third-rate trash babble like morons amongst themselves. He's made a complete recovery. How many times do I have to say this? My phone is right here, you see. Oh, and incidentally, you can't check the numbers stored on this phone. It must have glitched because all the numbers just magically disappeared. You've got to be joking. He erased all the numbers I was going to use as evidence. Mr. Wellington. What's this? From the way you talk to me, it sounds like you still have some fight left in you. Where did you finally find your cell phone? Oh, you're too much. And of course, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Oh my god, now I remember! Huh, let's let it hang up. Ah, good. I finally found it. So that's when... What's wrong, Mr. Attorney? Why the harsh glare in your eyes? Nick, we've worked so hard to get this far, but if you don't do something quick, he's gonna get off scot-free. I know. I know this phone has to be his. But how am I supposed to prove something like that? Mr. Wright, if you cannot prove who the owner of that cell phone is, your indictment has no basis and therefore no power. It looks like you came up a penny short. Where did I go wrong? Don't blame yourself. You're merely a third-rate lawyer. You only made one big mistake. Who are you? What are you? That's something you haven't figured out for yourself yet. Who I am? The court hereby concludes the cross-examination. If that will be all, I'll have to bid you gentlemen and ladies goodbye. I have a reservation at that ultra-fancy restaurant on the upper side of town. Thank you for your assistance. You've had a stressful day, so please, bon appetit. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to just let it go like that? No! We object! This is Phoenix Wright. We always object. Please wait, Your Honor. Alright, Nick. I think I may be able to prove it. Prove it? Prove what, Mr. Wright? Everything. Your Honor, the cross-examination has already ended. If he questions the witness with any more of his badgering, you will not harass the witness. Is that clear, Mr. Wright? Did you hear that? No harassment allowed, Mr. Attorney. Please, Your Honor. Very well. But this is your last chance, Mr. Wright. You may present one piece of evidence to the court. I only get one shot at this. If you cannot prove everything, it's over. For your client and for you. Do you fully understand? Yes. I'm sure you're well aware, Your Honor, that the cross-examination period is ended. Are you paying attention, Mr. Payne? I said Mr. Wright could present only one more piece of evidence. Oh. Now then, Mr. Wright, this is your last chance. It all comes down to this. It's go time. Please present the one piece of evidence that will explain everything. Oh no, well, the only thing we haven't used so far is his business cards. It's got a cell phone number on the back. Oh, wait, no, the cell phone. Ah, no, cause the guy, what's his face? Wellington stole Phoenix's cell phone, so if he can prove that his phone number is the same number that's on the business card. Why, thank you, how nice. Here, please have one of mine. Judge's business cards added to the court records. Wait, what am I doing? This isn't the time to be exchanging business cards. Your Honor, there's something very important about that card, and that is the back of the card. The card is important because of what is on the back. You wrote your cell phone number on the back, but that's exactly it. Can you please call this number from your cell phone? Huh? Right now? But court is still in session. It's okay, you'll see. Okay, if you say so. Look at Maya's pink phone. Is the defense preparing something, Mr. Wright? We're gonna call my cell phone now. And then the court will see everything for what it is. Of all the idiotic, stupid things to... What? Why is my phone? And what is with the stupid sounding ringtone? Mr. Wellington. How strange. I can almost swear that you're holding my phone. You're... Ah! No, it can't. By the way, before I forget, thank you very much for the lump on my head this morning. Yeah. I don't think I need to explain any further except to say, when you went to retrieve your cell phone, you mistakenly took the wrong one. Ah! Oh dear, he's going blue. Sir. Oh Jesus. Rep. So that is what happened. You were knocked out by Mr. Wellington. He is a man who lives on his pride and self-image alone. And in order to hide his involvement with the con artist group... Hold on, I want to see what it says about the judge's card. It's written in fancy script, the ink is strong and clear, but I still can't read it. He has become paranoid, and he has lost all ability to make rational judgments. Then, Mr. Wright, the phone you're holding is Mr. Wellington's, naturally. Speaking of that man, how is he, Mr. Payne? Ah, he was arrested and he's been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Now then, this court finds the defendant Maggey Bird not guilty! Woo! That is all. This court is adjourned. September 8th, 2:16 PM. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 1. I knew that the real you would shine through eventually. I'm so moved by what you've done for me, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I feel really bad for Dustin. He didn't do anything to deserve this. It's probably because of me. Huh? My whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Your whole life? It couldn't have been that bad, could it? Since I was 6 months old, when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building, I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've ever taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster, and never won or even tied at a game of tic-tac-toe. My life has really been nothing but a string of disasters. That is pretty bad. Up until I went to college, I was known as the goddess of misfortune. And then at the academy, everyone called me Lady Luckless. Lady Luckless? What's worse is that my misfortune always seems to latch on to those around me. What do you mean? When I see someone in trouble, I always try to help. That's right, you were talking about this earlier. It happened again recently too, sir. There was this old lady pacing back and forth by the pedestrian crosswalk. I gave her my hand and before I knew it, we were having dinner at my house. Oh. I'm sure that Dustin's gone because of me. That's not true. That glove didn't even have any sort of special meaning. It was just a present to say thanks for covering one of my night shifts. Oh, I see. Everything's all my fault. Dustin's death, your head being all messed up. Oh, well, I don't think my head is that messed up yet. I'm going to find a new life for myself starting now. Next time we meet, I'm sure I'll have found a whole ocean's worth of good luck by then, sir. Yeah, after all, the goddess of misfortune is only a name. You bet. I'm gonna make it, I promise. Next time we meet, I'll only be an unlucky person instead of a goddess. Yeah, that's the spirit. Well, Mr. Wright, Maya, I should get going. Okay, good luck to you. Thanks. You take care of yourselves too. What a horrible day. I've got my memory back, but things are still a little fuzzy. But you're okay, and that's what counts. You really have me worried. Come on, let's go back to the office. I'm afraid to ask, but here goes. So this might sound bad, but who are you? What? I thought you said you got your memory back. At that moment, everything really did come back to me. Detective Gumshoe. He's someone I've had clashes with in the past during certain cases, but he's also been a good ally during others. The judge. He's a lovable, kind old man who's easily swayed by other people's opinions, but in the end he always comes up with the right verdict. This person, I haven't got a clue. He seems to know me, but maybe he's mistaken me for someone else? And this girl, Maya? You finally remembered. This is Maya Fey, my assistant. That's right, I have so many unforgettable memories about her. For example, Earth to neck, what's wrong? You keep staring at me. Starting at me. Don't tell me you've missed me. Well, yeah, I suppose I have. I feel like I haven't seen you in ages. Oh? Well, I'm back now, so it's time for us to create new memories together. Alright, sounds good. All the phone numbers on my phone were erased by Mr. Wellington. I guess I have to start over from the very beginning. Come on, Nick, let's go to our usual burger joint. Okay. Actually, it hasn't even been 2 months since she came back into my life. And that story began one rainy afternoon 2 months ago. Episode 1, The Lost Turnabout at the end. Oh! A brand new episode has been added. Reunion and Turnabout. So I suppose the next episode is going to tell us about... Because Maya went away to some, like, temple or something to work on her psychic skills, like, on top of the mountain or some shit. So I suppose the next episode is going to be about how Maya came back and what happened. So that's exciting. But yeah, that was fun. I'm really glad to be back into Ace Attorney. My throat always ends up, my mouth is so dry because I'm reading constantly while I'm playing that. So I'm gonna go get a drink and I'll see you in the next one. I'm really excited to see what happened when Maya came back. But for now, thank you for watching. I have no saliva left and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone.